Here we go. One, two.
We are here at a friend's house. We came and did some work for her last month, cleaning out goat shed. And she mentioned that she would also love a goat playground built for her goats. She owns a goat dairy. There's all these goats back here. We'll see more later. And so the kids and I are going to build her a playground for all of her goats. We've got all of this junk, just piles of wood, and the kids are going to design the playground and we're going to put it together for the goats. Alright guys, show it off. Don't tell me I'm wasting time. I'll show you what I'm made of. And give my dreams life. I'll put it all on the line. We just wanted to show off our new barnyard animals. We got another litter of rabbits. They are 10 days old and their eyes are just open and they're starting to hop around. They're so cute. Watch these guys for a minute.
What's that guy?
Oh, they're so cute. Look at them hopping around in there. So this litter is kind of fun. She had 9 kits and there are 4 white ones, 2 black ones, and 3 brown ones that we aren't sure what color they're going to be yet. I think they're probably going to look a lot like Mom. She's over here. Okay, you guys want to hold one?
Yeah.
Okay. Step over here. Let me grab one for you. So here's a brown one.
Oh.
Okay, you have to hold them tight because they're really jumpy. You got him?
Me, I'm not chopping them.
And there's a black one.
Ow.
Woo!
Ah.
Whoa, this one's squirmy. And there's a white one.
Ow. Ah.
So we got black
Hey,
and white
this
and
is
brown.
so big.
I actually think it's kind of fun to breed. They're kind of a mixed breed because the mom is half New Zealand and half Rex. So she's got some different colors in her. The dad actually is a white New Zealand, but we don't know anything about where he came from. So he could be mixed with something else. So it's actually kind of fun because we never know what the babies are going to be like. I think the white ones are kind of boring, so it's kind of fun to get some different colors. So I don't know if we talked about this before with our last litter, but you can see all of that hair in there that those babies are lying in. All of that hair comes out of the mom. Female rabbits have a big dewlap under their chin, and when they are pregnant, they get tons of extra hair in there. Look at that right under her chin, how big that is. And that's after she pulled all that hair out already. So it's pretty amazing that they, right before they deliver their babies, they just know, and they pull all that hair out and make this nice big nest for their little babies. And it's so soft.
I just too.
So this is the dad, this is Winter. We've had him for several years and he just turned up in at our friend's house, and she kept him in her chicken coop all winter. And in the spring she said, "Do you want a rabbit?" So this is the guy that started it all for us. Anna named him Winter and the kids show him in 4-H and he's a great rabbit. These two are the 2 sisters that we kept from the last litter. And it's interesting because they look the same from a distance, but because their mom is half Rex, one of them got Rex hair and the other one has New Zealand hair. This one's got the Rex hair. If I touch it, you can see it kind of bounces back. And the New Zealand hare, you can see it comb. That's called flyback hair. They look exactly the same, but they have two different hair types. We are going to keep them for breeding. This is Ruby and Cloud, and Caleb and Anna are showing them in 4-H this year. So they've been handled a lot and they're doing really well. Hi! And Ruby likes to say hello. Here are two more new barnyard creatures we got. The lady that we just built the goat playground for gave us these two turkeys. So we're gonna raise them up and there'll probably be some Thanksgiving dinner.
So now that we have multiple litters of these rabbits, especially the white ones that all look the same, we need to start keeping track of who is who. So we bought us a handy dandy tattooing kit. We've done a couple just as a practice of some of the rabbits that we're not going to be keeping, we don't think anyway. So this one is one that we're actually going to hang on to. This is Ruby. She's going to be one of our breeding rabbits. And baby. Oh. Good? It's good to me. All right, now that we have found our specific numbers, so the system we're gonna do is Dad's first initial, Mom's first initial. The year is gonna be a letter A for this year, and then just the number of the rabbit. This one's gonna be 2 because it's the first female that we're doing. So all the females will be odd numbers, the males will be the other way around. All the females will be even numbers, the male will be odd numbers. So in a rabbit's ear, she's okay. You can see it. You can see that vein right in the middle.
He's trying
right
to
up
bite
that
it.
middle. That is the vein that we want to avoid. So we're going to put our tattoo right along the side. Even though there's veins over there, you can see we're okay as long as we stay away from that main vein right up the middle of the ear. We just did one rabbit already. Somehow I didn't hit the record button. So the first thing I got to do before I can tattoo this silly little rabbit, you can kind of let it relax, is I got to clean this thing off. So I just use Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol on there and just go through and painstakingly clean all of these little needles in this tattoo gun. Sanitize my rabbit.
He's trying to bite.
Alright, now that we've sanitized the rabbit, we're going to put some ink on this rabbit's ear. Now that we've got the ink on this rabbit's ear, we're just going to punch it with this, making sure we squeeze extremely hard so it stays. Are you ready, Caleb?
Yes.
Are you ready, rabbit?
Never.
Okay, ready?
Yes. She is not.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Grab her! Grab her! You were not ready. Okay, now that the rabbit escaped and we punched it, we're gonna put some ink on it.
I was totally ready. She was not.
Try to work the ink down into the little holes we just made. Glad we didn't rip the rabbit's ear off.
Becca, go open it up and
That's how you don't tattoo a rabbit's ear. The biggest mistake that we made with the first couple that we tried this on is I didn't squeeze nearly tight enough, and so I don't think they actually punctured the ear. We did one that we're just gonna butcher here in a couple days that I don't think it tattooed anything. We were just doing it just to practice on. So yeah, you gotta make sure you squeeze that really hard. You can see, even when that rabbit got loose, it couldn't get away from that ear being held onto. The one thing you do want to be careful of is that you don't slide that off as you pull it out, that those needles go straight in and straight out, because if they scratch as they come out, then it'll make your tattoo all weird. So now this ink will dry on here, and in the next few days it'll start to flake off. It'll just dry and flake off, and then we should have a nice tattoo on there. All right, here we go with tattooing Winter. Winter is one of our breeding bucks. He is our favorite one. So we don't want to screw this one up, Caleb.
I think we should tattoo your eyebrows.
What? Tattoo my eyebrows?
Mm-hmm.
Give me some eyebrows. You got them tight this time?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Wrap him. That's why you don't have a 5-year-old?
Hey.
Hold on to your rabbit for you. How old are you?
I'm
6?
11.
You're 6 now?
I'm 11.
So now that we're done with his ear, we're just going to do some general maintenance on this rabbit. Show you kind of what we do with them. The kids usually handle all this, but since I'm doing it, I'll just do it. So I'll just go through and just trim his nails. I'm just use some big fingernail clippers. So the last thing I'm going to do is on the sides of his privates, they have a gland that just gets nasty sometimes. So we're just going to clean that out.
I just wanted to show some progress that our garden has been making. We haven't showed much about it lately since we planted it. We still haven't completely planted everything. It's been a year. So we have 2 rows, I think, that we were planning on doing, like spinach and lettuce and kale and Swiss chard. So hopefully we can get those planted soon, that we can have some of those veggies. They're quick growers, so that's one reason why they're the last ones to get planted. But anyway, we've had 2 family reunions in a row, and we haven't spent much time in the garden. So today we came out for several hours and got a lot of weeding done. So things are looking pretty good in here. So I just want to show it off a little bit. Here is our squash patch. You can actually see the squash now. You could see all the piles of weeds all over the place that we pulled out. So it was pretty bad in here. I should have done a before and after, but obviously not on the ball this time. So squash looking pretty good, and the corn is growing tall. Our tomatoes are looking pretty awesome. We've got 2 full rows of those. There's a few that aren't doing great, but for the most part, they're looking good. That one's even got a bunch of flowers on it. Barrett is currently getting some fencing.
I can't get it through the gate.
I guess I'd better help. As I was saying, Barrett is getting this fence roll that we're going to put up right here for the tomatoes so that they have a fence to climb and they don't fall over all over the place. In the past we've used tomato cages, but we don't have enough of them and they still don't keep the tomatoes up very well. So we're trying a trellis this year. There we have it. A very good use for a very old fence that wouldn't work for anything else. Next we have peppers. These two I bought from a store or greenhouse and they look pretty awesome. The ones we grew from seeds are very small. This happens to us every year with our peppers that we grow from seeds. So if any of our viewers have some great ideas on how to keep peppers growing after you plant them in the garden, we would love some tips. They always grow great once we grow them inside in their little seed things. What are those called? Packets? Pot things?
I don't know what they're called.
Anyway, they grow really well inside and we even tried to acclimatize them quite a bit before we planted them outside. But it's once we get them in the ground, they stay alive, but they just don't get any bigger. We have a whole row of cabbages that are looking awesome. The next row is our nothing row. Our beets, we just weeded them and they need some help, but hopefully now that we've weeded them, they'll be growing a little more. The two rows that we really haven't got to are the sunflowers there, but they're growing so tall that we don't worry about the weeds as much with them. But the rows after that, with the giant grass, are potatoes. Hopefully, they're getting watered right now, so hopefully we can pull some of that grass tonight. Then we have beans and peas that are looking great, and a big rhubarb back there. So we're excited. Things are looking good this year.
So we're gonna try one more rabbit. This is our largest rabbit. So we are going to have Andrea hold it instead of the small child.
I can hold it.
We're gonna see if she can hold her any better.
How I did quite. I put the towel underneath the hole.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
like
I
wrapped
did.
around him, so he's like a burrito. Little burrito rabbit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was much better than what Kayla did. She's still struggling.
Good girl.
Andrew's just gonna clip her nails and then she is done. She is the mama to all of the little babies. So we're gonna put her back so she can take care of her babies. But that is it for this week. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe. Let us know what we can do about our peppers. And we'll see you next time.